Here, yeah, the original narrative that the family of Ammon Bundy had been telling, and the one that a lot of militia members around the country have been rallying around, and those who support them, was the story that, LaVoy Finicum, that guy who crashed, got out, he got down on his knees, put his hands up, and surrendered, saying, "Take me under arrest," and they shot him in the face. You can see in this video, and we knew the FBI at some point very quickly was going to have to put out video, and we knew they likely had video of this. But you can see in this video that that was not what was happening, that Finicum got out. At first, he did put his hands up in the air, but then immediately they go down, and twice it looks like he reaches into a pocket trying to grab something. Later, we found out there was a 9mm semi-automatic handgun in that pocket, but as he was reaching there, Oregon State troopers opened fire on him and killed him. Now, still, there are some from the side of the supporting the occupiers who say, no, his hands were up. They don't see anything, but when he jumps out, those hands are up. But if you look closely, those hands go back down, and he starts grabbing into a pocket. We don't know if he was actually grabbing at that gun, but in that pocket was that 9mm handgun.
Normally, Alex, these videos are very grainy and they're sort of hard to distinguish. But in this instance, it's a pretty good, you can see relatively easily the FBI's story where he goes for the gun and the guy behind him clearly shoots him.
Yeah, and that guy behind him, if you watch the video, almost got hit by the pickup truck. There was that trooper was right in front of the pickup truck as it went off the road and hit the snowbank and was almost hit by it. And then you see that trooper go up into the woods and then come back down and shoot him when he starts going for the gun, or apparently going for the gun. We thought that there might be ground video of this, but the FBI says no. They had two aircraft up in the air. This was from a circling plane that they got this, but it's still pretty clear. There is no audio on it. We're not seeing like dash cam video, but you also see why. This wasn't just a traffic stop. Nobody knew that he had taken off. There was a chase, that they had stopped him. He took off, and as he was taking off down the road, he didn't know the FBI had a roadblock set up to stop him down there, and then that's when he went off. So it got a little hairy. Wasn't just the traffic stop. He got out, and then they shot him. He had stopped, then took off. Then it was a bit of a wild chase. He crashed, they ran, and they had to rely on the video from the planes up above.
Alex Stone, quickly here, what's the latest with the standoff? How many people, and what's the situation now like?
Well, there was some indication last night it might have been over, but the FBI says no, there are still 4 armed occupiers who are up there, and they have been live video streaming for the last day or so. And they're sitting around a campfire. They're drinking a lot, smoking dope, and talking about that they want to give themselves up, but they don't want to be arrested. One of their demands is that they want to go home, but they don't want to go into handcuffs. And the FBI is saying they can't promise them that they may allow, and they have allowed some to go home and said that they'll be contacted later. Others have been arrested right away, but, very different tune from these guys who came saying that they were coming and that they were going to take on the government and die for their cause, and now they're saying, we want to go home, but we don't want to be arrested. Please just let us go home.
Want to go home, but you can't stay here. I've heard that before.
Exactly.
Alex Stone, ABC News correspondent following this Oregon standoff. Alex, thanks for checking in.
McGraw, you got it. Have a great weekend.